Hey guys, week 1 killed me. I will admit that. I was barely able to get above 500. Hopefully I'll do better this week.
He's gonna need it.
And that'll be my dad who killed me he won by like, what, 4 games?
4 games.
Ugh.
Would have been 6, but the Chargers let me down.
Okay, so let's get right into these picks. Let's start off with tomorrow night's game. Houston at Cincinnati. Both teams coming off a very disappointing showing. Houston is starting Deshaun Watson. I told you guys he was going to start before week 5. I told you guys that. I don't know if you believe me or not. Cincinnati, Andy Dalton, one of the worst performances of his career. 4 interceptions in that game against Baltimore. My dad and I have Cincinnati, but my mom's going with Houston. This was a tough one to pick. Cleveland at Baltimore. Baltimore's home opener. Cleveland did better than I expected. I did not expect them to keep it that close against Pittsburgh. You know, I'm expecting this game to be close, but we're all going with Baltimore. Buffalo at Carolina. My dad and I go with Carolina. My mom went with Buffalo. Reason I go with Carolina is because they're at home. And I just feel like they're going to do better after that strong start. Like, build off of that strong start. That's it. Arizona at Indianapolis. Indianapolis is going to be without luck again. Arizona, they were disappointing against Detroit. All 3 of us went with Arizona on this. Tennessee at Jacksonville. This one's a tough one. Tennessee was kind of disappointing against Oakland. And Jacksonville basically surprised everybody with their strong showing against Houston. My dad and I go with Tennessee. My mom went with Jacksonville. Philadelphia, KC, both of them very strong openers. KC just upsetting the Patriots in Philadelphia. Not losing too much control against Washington. All 3 of us went with KC, though, at Arrowhead. Home opener. New England at New Orleans. We are all expecting New England to bounce back and beat New Orleans. Minnesota at Pittsburgh. We went with Pittsburgh on this one. But Minnesota, I do expect them to put up a good fight. But it's in Heinz Field. It's always tough to beat an opponent there. It's always tough to beat the Steelers there. Chicago at Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay did not play week 1 because of the hurricane. Chicago almost beat the defending NFC champions. My mom went with Chicago. My dad and I went with Tampa Bay. Miami at the Chargers. Miami, the other team that did not play because of the hurricane. The Chargers, as my dad put it, lost against their division rivals, Denver. My mom went with Miami. My dad and I went with the Chargers. Jets at Oakland. Jets have to travel all the way to the other side of America, all the way over to the West Coast. We all went with Oakland on this one. Dallas at Denver. Dallas really strong showing against the Giants. That defense really stopped Eli Manning in that offense. We went with Dallas on this one, but Denver, nice job against the Chargers being able to win in a close game. Washington at the Rams. This one was a little bit of a tough one. My dad went with Washington. My mom and I went with the Rams. The reason I went with the Rams is because Washington has to make a cross-country trip, and that's always tough whenever a team is going from the East Coast to the West Coast or the West Coast to the East Coast. It's always tough. You're changing time zones. San Francisco at Seattle, divisional match. But we all went with Seattle on this one. Seattle rarely loses at home. Green Bay at Atlanta. This one was a tough one. My dad and I went with the home team. My mom went with Green Bay. And finally, Detroit at the Giants. All 3 of us went with Detroit after that strong showing that they had against the Cardinals. The Giants, they have a lot of questions on the offense right now. Okay, so those are my picks. I will see you guys next time.